Hey boys and girls, it's been a little bit, so figured I'd give you an update on the buggy here. Alright, so it's been a while, I know, and it's been a struggle. So we finally got the big motor off the stand. It is together. I don't think I filmed any of it, but basically we had a broken ringland in it, and we switched out for another set of pistons that we already had. Actually, a friend of mine had those that were originally in that motor a long time ago, and he switched to brand new ones, so we're using the old ones. So everything on the combo of the big motor is back to the same as it was. It's a 86 stroke, 94 bore, making 2386 cc's. Scat C95 cam with 125 rockers on it. A set of CB heads that I ported many years ago. So they're 40 by 35 valve, 60 cc chambers. Kind of in the shape of a wedge port. I don't know how much they flow. Don't know. Don't care. Really. And then we put the 36 Dells on it. It used to have 44 Webers, but 36 Dells worked on the stalker really well. And what I'm testing here is, my theory is that the mod rings are 33 millimeter on the 36 Dells, and the butterfly is 36. So I'm kind of thinking that the CB book has it wrong. They say to use 3 millimeters smaller than your Venturi, which sounds about right, because a 44 Weber has a 36 vent, so a 33 mod ring, right? But that was crazy stupid rich. It did not work. So when I put the twin turbo on the stalker with the 36 Dells, it worked pretty good. So I just transferred the carburetor setup off that onto the bigger motor. So it's back on here with the twin turbos, but now it has the 36 Dells on it. And I actually did drive it. It has a little weird rich transition in it, but it is way better than the 44s were. Okay, so it's drivable. So I'm thinking the problem with the 44 Webers was that the mod rings are just too small. They need to be bigger. They're building too much pressure on top of the carburetor, pushing fuel down the jet stacks, making everything richer. Doing what it's supposed to, but I think it's just too much. So I will see if I switch over to the 44 Webers here in a little bit. I want to drive it around with this, and I probably will. These are my friends. I can't keep them forever or anything, so I'll probably switch back over. If I don't switch over to that, it's probably like I might go EFI or something like that. But I don't really want that much hassle right now. I kind of just want to drive it. So for right this moment, we're going to play around with these and then switch to either EFI or to the 44 Webers. I'll probably go with the Webers because it's cheaper. But putting this thing in is kind of a bear. In reality, I need to pull the tires off to do things like get to the bolt that holds it on from the transmission or adjust the clutch. The other side, we are on starter number 3 from, I'll leave their name out of it because they replace it every time real easy. But that one there is my buddy's. That one's not even working right, and it's one of the not AutoZone, but it's one of those automotive parts stores that you get lifetime warranty. Sounds great until you got to pull them out. So that one that he had worked really well for a long time. All right, but I got to give that back to him, and I may have fried it. I don't know. Then the one I had that was fairly new from Auto Parts Store, the Bendix wouldn't come out. So we finally pulled that out and took it down there and got another one. I'm really going to say at this point, just buy the aftermarket high torque starter, or I've heard nothing but good things about the Volkswagen TDI starter. Apparently, you have to buy an adapter. There's some company that deals with Volkswagen buses, and apparently they use those a lot on the Subaru conversions. So I would suggest you do one of those two ways. Don't The automatic self-supporting starter is higher torque and all that, and you can get it with a lifetime warranty. But I've put 4 starters on this car now, and this car's been together for 1 year. So just take that with a grain of salt. Next problem we had. It's been a struggle. Throughout bearing. I don't know if you can see this here, but if you look across, look at all my laundry there. The ears here, where the clips go on, look how flat this is, and look at the ears. They're pointing down to the base of my hand. They're supposed to be straight out. They should be 90 degrees off, like parallel with this flat spot here, and they're not. So this was sitting proud, brand new throughout bearing. Not a Sachs, it's not the highest quality one, but you would still hope it would be somewhat correct, and it's not. Of course it's not. So this was sitting proud, pushing the clutch in, and when I adjusted my clutch, I had no clutch. So bought a German throwout bearing, put in there. It has the heavy duty clips. I would have switched it over to the late model style, but this already has the heavy duty cross shaft in it, and it has the heavy duty clips in it. So I was like, I'll just, instead of having to buy a new throwout bearing, a new throttle shaft, and all that stuff, just soak it up, buy it in here. $50. So had to pull the motor out again to do that, and then get it all back in there. And now the clutch works. Now it runs. Got the transmission swapped out. It has the heavy duty solid mounts. One thing I will say, if you are building a transmission, the long style late arm is so nice. Okay, this has a 2,100 pound pressure plate on it with a central force disc from CB Performance. The disc works nice. The 2,100 pound pressure plate felt like a stalker with that long arm. Felt completely stock. I was like, man, like it doesn't feel heavy duty at all. So that transmission has the longer arm. Late model Volkswagen Beetles in the late 70s used a much longer arm. It's probably like 10, maybe 15 millimeters taller in length than an early model one. This has the earlier model one. That clutch is a bear. Okay, you can feel it. It's got a clutch in it now. Before, you didn't even know. You thought it was a stock clutch disc setup. I liked it. It had a little more travel because that arm, you have to get the same motion out of it. It has to travel more. So I kind of like that whole setup. I'm not going to pull the transmission apart, change all that stuff. Actually, this whole exhaust would have to come off to be able to get the arm out. So it's in there. But I'm just letting you guys know, if you're ever going to build one, put the long arm on it. You will thank me when you're done. So we got the transmission swapped out, got the mounts in there, got the motor in there, clutch throwout bearing switched out, got the wideband on it. That bank over there, it idles a little lean, but once you start driving it, rides right in the 13s, and then when you gun it and start building boost, it goes to 11s and then starts backing out to 12s. The RPM limiter is still set at 5,000 RPM for the stalker, so I need to change that. I need to change timing in it. It's wanting a little less timing in it when it's under boost. First time you hit it, doesn't detonate, doesn't do anything bad, but after driving it for a while and you try and pass somebody and start building boost, it starts pinging a little bit with load on it. So I need to pull some timing out of the map. It needs better fuel too. Water injection would probably be a good thing, but we'll have to wait for that. I just want to get this pretty much dialed in driving first before we change carburetors. All right. Once we kind of get it sorted out, I need to do the interior. I have the seat covers, had them for many years now. So I think that's going to be my next project. And then the side curtains. I made them. it did work. Just my material I used was not the greatest. So the plastic is really thin on these windows, and when it moves like that, it actually ripped and tore. So I need to remake these. I've looked high and low for people to do this, and I always get referred to somebody that's not in my town, that's moved away. You know, Bill does that. He does amazing work, but, you know, he's in Timbuktu, and here's a number. You know, it's like, I just want somebody local. So we'll be making another set. I've learned from this. I've learned that this material looks cool with the glitter in it, but it's a vinyl, smooth vinyl, like a seat, like you'd find in a 50s diner. And that gums up the sewing machine I have. So I need more like a grainy vinyl, like you'd find for a head, actual convertible top. I need to find thicker plastic for the windows and do it all over again. But at least now I have patterns. I have an idea what to do. I have a little more knowledge of what I'd like to do. Not sure if I'm willing to put... The window zipping down is nice. I do need it to do that somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, because curves were a little interesting. I think I might make it smaller. See, I wanted the whole window before. And what I might do is start here and make a smaller curve out, because you just need to get your arm out to button the window up, button the door up with the buttons here. All right. I was thinking the whole thing needed to flop down and all that. It's not really that necessary. It didn't really add that much air. What added air, actually, when I was driving, was propping the side open right here. So if I could put some sort of vent, when I prop that open, I got plenty of airflow in. So, might put a little flap or a vent or something there. I don't know. Anyways, boys and girls, this is a long video just to say it runs. And boy, has it been a bear. This actually almost broke me on this whole thing. I was almost going to say, hey, call a friend over, come take it away from my garage for a while, because I was not happy with it. But now it runs and drives. It's got some power. I really don't care how fast it is anymore, I tell you the honest truth. The goal was to pull wheelies and have this thing super flying fast, and it will do all that, but I don't care. I just want to drive it. It just wants to be a cruiser now. So I want to fix all the little things, get the seats nice, and just go out and enjoy it and have fun. So with that, we'll end on that note. Get out there, get your project done so you can get out there and have some fun, and just get it done. You can make it perfect later on. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe.